Folks, this is one you just cannot miss. We are hearing, although it is still rumor and speculation territory, that CBS News, while they are under a lawsuit to the tune of $20 billion and facing a major FCC investigation, is hiring those who are fired by ABC News and perhaps, allegedly, in an effort to scuttle the Skydance purchase of Paramount, CBS, Viacom. Folks, this is a huge story and one that we'll explain right now. Hello, folks, and welcome back to another dandy of a day here on the Pro Channel. It is a wonderful time every time you come our way. Thank you for joining us. We bring you all the news you need to know when it comes to entertainment and the companies that make it. Folks, as we get started today, consider clicking that like button. We have so much to go through, and you will soon be a PhD in what CBS needs to not go bankrupt indeed. This came out today, March 6th. It says CBS News staff live in terror as Trump appeasing new boss is set to take over in huge shakeup. I'll say it again. CBS News staff live in terror. Terror, I tell you, as Trump appeasing new boss is allegedly on the way. Okay, so they're not happy. Everybody pay attention to that. Alex Hammer is the author here. It says CBS News senior-most staff are said to be disillusioned by their scandal-stained soon-to-be boss, a former NBCU exec, who urged them to placate Donald Trump back in October. At the time, Jeff Shell, now a senior executive at Skydance Media, called a meeting with CBS News chief Wendy McMahon. And I want everybody to remember that name. It's going to come back up real soon. And 60 Minutes boss Bill Owens, status report, reported. Shell and McMahon are perhaps the two biggest presences in CBS's newsroom. Skydance had not yet merged with CBS parent company Paramount. Irking staffers would also believe Snell's decision would cave to the demands of Trump. Now, everybody see what's happening here. The sell of CBS and Paramount to Skydance has the folks at CBS News terrified, according to this article, because they're suddenly going to be under the control of a new boss who is not highly ultra negative towards Trump. Everybody got that set up? Okay, understanding that. Let's go to page 6. Different author, different place. Coming out March 5th. We're going to make it all make sense, I promise. CBS scoops up ABC talent amid layoffs and ongoing turmoil at the Disney-owned network. This is by Carlos Greer. ABC's loss appears to be CBS's gain. We hear longtime Disney and ABC staffers have been finding a home at CBS News as their former continues to slash its workforce. Former ABC heavy hitters such as Matthew Mosk and Wendy Fisher have landed executive positions at CBS after exiting the network. Ruh-roh, that's no good, eh? Well, guess what, folks? Remember that we just had that report about how 538 is gone and they're cutting ABC News by 6%. It looks like at the same time that CBS is facing a $20 billion lawsuit and the FCC is investigating them for not being very fair and maybe even election interference. Those who are being let go from ABC for being wackadoodles maybe are being hired by CBS. ABC News veteran Tom Sabrowski has also been snapped up by the network. He was named president and executive editor of CBS News last week. This is going on and on and on. There's more to this, but I'm going to switch over now. I want to show you. If we go back to 2022, you're going to see down here one of the people that was picked up by CBS that came from ABC. Matthew Mosk, named senior investigative editorial director based in Washington. Now, why does that matter? Because Mosk is a nut job. That's our opinion, and it's not a clinical one. But in my view, he's kind of he's left wing, all right. And you can see back in October, Matthew Mosk with CBS. Remember they got in trouble. Remember the 60 Minutes deal. Remember the FCC investigations. Who was it who was pushing this craziness? Well, Mosk was saying on X, new from CBS News, investigative and confirmed teams, the X Factor, how Trump ally Elon Musk is using social media to prime voter mistrust ahead of 2024 election. If you were to go to that article, by the way, from CBS News back in October, pushed by Mr. Mosk, who was put in charge of this thing, you'll find that it's just a giant pile of conspiracies about how Elon Musk is going to destroy democracy. Well, guess why that's happening? Let's go back to that lady's name that I mentioned earlier, and it's all going to make sense. From Fox News back in October, same time frame, 2024. CBS News CEO once donated thousands to Democrats, network grappling with multiple controversies. And this was before the FCC and the $20 billion lawsuit. Says CBS is in turmoil amid multiple controversies. Well, why? Get ready. The CEO of CBS News donated more than $6,000 to Democrats during the 2020 election, according to a new report, which comes amid the network grappling with multiple controversies. Wendy McMahon, the broadcast network's chief executive, donated $6,100 to President Joe Biden's campaign and Democratic fundraising platforms in 2020, according to filings from the Federal Election Commission. McMahon, who was working for ABC at the time, are you seeing this? Another person, the head of CBS, left ABC. Disney kicked him out. If you're too far left for Disney, she donated to the campaign 9 times in the final 3 months leading up to that year's election. Now, the reason that matters is because if you are heading up a newsroom, you have to at least give off the appearance of being neutral, politically neutral. This person who's over CBS News was giving basically as much as she possibly could. And so what is happening, folks? Let's go back to it right now so you can see it. Breaking on the 6th of March, on the 6th of March from Daily Mail. They're in terror. CBS News staff live in terror as Trump appeasing new boss is set to take over. From whom? From Wendy McMahon. And what is Wendy McMahon doing? What is she doing at the same time that they're facing these vast lawsuits aimed at her, aimed at 60 Minutes, aimed at CBS News? Buying up all the left-leaning talent coming from ABC as fast as they can. Gentlemen, I want to posit a thought on this, see what you think about it. I suspect that what they're trying to do is they are trying to absolutely stuff CBS News with ideologues, with activists, with politically left-aligned individuals to scuttle the deal with Skydance. I think they're actually attempting to do that because what has been the FCC's complaint to CBS? Your news is not fair. It's not down the middle, and you need to fix this. They're doing the opposite. They're buying up people left and, well, no, not right, just left. And this lady right here, Wendy McMahon, appears to be behind it, although we're not making any kind of absolute statements. Panel, your thoughts on this revelation. And before we do the revelation, we got to pause. All right, folks, back to the CBS News story.
So meanwhile, back to the story. First of all, I'd like to say, isn't it great in a world where there are 3 legacy networks that when 2 of them, ABC and CBS, are so intermingled in their far-left wokeism, we still have that standout bastion of truth, NBC. Oh, wait a minute.
So let's talk about at the same time that CBS desperately needs to go neutral, like get down the middle, let's go. At the same time that that's happening, and at the same time that they say they're terrified of the new boss that will buy them, the old and current boss is buying up all of the wackadoodles from ABC Disney that not even Disney can handle. Culture, I see you shaking your head no. Culture, your thoughts on this? Do you think that CBS News is actually trying internally to scuttle the deal and cause big problems for Paramount so they can't be bought by Skydance that wants to bring them back to neutrality?
Yeah, no, exactly. That's exactly what's happening. And here's the weird thing. You know how they say history doesn't repeat, it rhymes? Well, we just had this happen. The Reverse Morris Trust that launched the merger between Discovery and Warner Brothers gave us Warner Brothers Discovery, and they were trying to subvert the direction that Zaslav wanted to take CNN by launching a streaming service, spending $750 million that the company didn't have, that they immediately canceled, which had all this left-wing wackadoodle talent on it, that they ended up having to let go. And a lot of it was just in spite. They undermined the guy that Zaslav wanted to be in charge of CNN, and he was out too sweet. So they're trying to do the same kind of coup, I would imagine. And I don't think they're going to have as much success. And well, I guess we'll just have to see. But I wouldn't put him past him. In fact, I would just say this is absolutely a repeat. It's just a different way of going about this subversion. I'm not. Look, I'm not a huge fan of what's going to happen. But well,
let's talk about who. Yeah. Okay, so Sherry Redstone. Yeah. is the person who has the ability to make some sway here, and she's wanting to settle with Trump and get this thing done and sell it to Skydance. Yeah. If CBS News manages to make it impossible, because they don't do what the FCC is telling them. They make the lawsuit even harder. Who can they sell to? I mean, Jonas, if you know the answer, Kevin, if you know, whoever knows the answer to this, who else can CBS and Paramount be sold to if not Skydance?
Who else wants to take on the same problem? Because the problem won't go away just because it's a different buyer.
Yeah. Well, I bet they've eliminated Elon, because Elon was that some people had suggested that if the Skydance thing fell through, that this was going to be something worth far, far less than, and that Elon might swoop in. That's not going to happen because they've wackadoodled the news division.
We've seen this kind of dysfunction from Paramount and Viacom before. They don't get along. The both sides hate each other. I've actually done executive protection work for them, and when you see any kind of crossover between the divisions, it is a Hatfields versus the McCoys. So I'm not shocked this is happening at this point. Like Lou said, who wants to take this on? I mean, listen. We do have some worst case scenario, mega lefty activists out there who have cash to burn. But so I don't know. But this isn't anything new. This is nothing to be surprised about. Frankly, it's disappointing, and it comes down to at some point in time we've got to stop. We've got to stop shoveling the poop from one side of the deck to the other. These wackos have to stop being allowed to fail upward.
Yeah. And the crazy thing is, you look at Disney firing all these people, 6%, 7% reductions, right? And you look at the headlines and you think, oh man, the journalism industry is really taking a hit right now. Well, CBS is buying them up as fast as they can. And CBS is the one that's under the gun from the Trump administration. So really, I mean, it's just nutty. And it's a story that people need to know about. People need to know that CBS News, at the same time the rest of the company appears ready to do whatever it takes to survive, the news division is like, oh no, we are tripling, quadrupling, septupling down on the suck that we were up to for the past 2-3 years. Vash, Jonas, any thoughts on this story before we continue on?
Nope.
Not surprising. I mean, it looks like we're getting multiple reports now of layoffs throughout the Walt Disney Company, and from what we understand, I guess that Bob Iger building that was built is a little bit unsuitable to hold all of the talent that they have currently at Disney and ABC. So I guess I got to go somewhere. I guess CBS, but that just seems like you're jumping from one sinking ship to another. So I'm not sure how long that's going to last.
But they don't define it as a sinking ship. They define it as a pillar of truth in the wilderness. Yeah. They are totally and completely divorced from the economics, and the economics are this: the current level of that lawsuit, if it was won by those pressing it, and if they had to pony up the amount of money asked for, it's more than the whole damn company is worth, not just the CBS part.
That's exactly right.
And all I can say, as somebody who's worked at all of the studios and at Paramount among them, Paramount, it's a damn shame. Because I got to tell you, it used to be one of the best places in Hollywood to work. Why? Because they were loyal to their people and they promoted from within. If you got in there and they liked you and you liked them, the sky was the limit to where they would take you. And that's the kind of loyalty that doesn't exist much in that industry. And it was special, but no more.
I believe Lou was described as a family, really, which is
it really had that feel more than any of the other studios ever did. But hey.
Well, they may be having family game night because that's all they're going to be doing together instead of working together if CBS News has its way. And we hope that things get underway to bring it back to the mainstream middle, the sensible center where money can be made. But we'll cover it, folks. The journalists, get your notepads, sit down. The notes that you've been taking, it's time to get your articles breaking for tomorrow to tell everyone what's happening over at the House of Paramount. Well, folks, we've come to the end of another video of pure excellence and fun, explaining entertainment, keeping you ahead of the culture curve. That's what we hope you believe we've just done. And why should you believe it? Well, because we've done our very best to make it so, to be true, to be factual, and to do what the mainstream so-called access journalists simply won't. Folks, you can help share this out across the fruited plains of YouTube by clicking the like button. Share, subscribe, click it, stick it to the algorithms. It is the notification bell. Drop a comment down below. Let us know your thoughts. And folks, as we get ready to say sayonara for now, we ask that you keep learning, keep growing, and wherever you are and whatever you're doing, keep having fun.
Why listen to music made by people and companies who really don't like you? Check out Vacation Radio today and prepare for all new content made by the people behind the WDW Pro Channel. It's the place you need for all the music. That should be fun. Hundreds of songs, every genre you can imagine. Listen live on YouTube and enjoy a set list that's always sunny. It's Vacation Radio. What are you waiting for? Every WDW Pro video has a link to Vacation Radio in the video description. Try it out and subscribe today.